Okay, so let's have a look at XRP first. Um, so just in this simple symmetrical triangle here, you can see it's broken out. There was a big change on the monthly change, the weekly, the daily. So let's see what it's going to tell us. Yeah. If I flick to the MAs first, just as a simple story being told here, yeah, is the impulse is in a correction at the moment, and the question is how far is it going to go? Because it looks like it's ready to pump. This is the daily, yeah, but it is in a correction. So a couple of the key markers to watch out for are want to see it break the 55 EMA on the daily at 37. It looks like it's clearly going to do that. The one that could be more challenging is the 20 EMA or the 20 MA around 36 or so. And that's the one there where we might get a bounce off it and then a continuation up. If it goes for a full impulse correction, it'll come down to the 34.10, which will be the 50 MA on the daily. So when I put the fibs on it, you can see that the 50 is the 786, the 36 is, well, it's below the 05, it'd be a wick through the 05, and the 37 is the 382. It definitely looks like it has a push down on it, so let's have a look at why I think that, yeah. Here's the EMAs. So this is the 5 minute, the 15, the half hour, and the hour, yeah. So you can see as an example, on the 15 minute, when the 20 crosses the 55, you get a drop, you get a retrace, and now it's heading down for its main push. So you can see it's moving into that space. The same on the half hour. The half hour is following the two, yeah. So there's going to be that push down. So that push down should have the on the hourly, the 20 cross to 55 on the hourly. So the push down of the 15 and the half hour should be the first push of the hour. We get a retrace and then we get another push down. So now when I expand this just to show you on the hour, is this push down from the 15 should bring us down to the next level, yeah. So should get us down to about 36, now maybe a little bit more, about 36, 36.7, yeah. Then the retrace and then another push down. So if the full push down of the hour gets us down to the next level, down here, let me make those white, is the full push of the 1 hour EMA is about 35.17, which will be getting us down to this level. So that will be wicking through the 20 EMAs and the 20 MA, and around the 05 mark. So that will be a danger zone with regards a reversal and then a continuation to the upside. If it breaks through the 36, does a back test and then heads on down, then we're looking at the 786 and then something below that, yeah. So let's have a look at that. Let's see how it gets on with the 20 EMA and MA. So look for a wick through. Look for again a back test. If it's continuation, then we're going to have the 786. Definitely somewhere around here. It could do a deeper push down. It'll be done, and again it can head on back up, or it can go back up, bounce off the 618 or the 05, and then continue on down. If it was going to continue on down and break the bottom of this impulse, is we'd be looking at a 1272. We'd be looking at about 30.51. again, you can see these general channel lines here. Let's have a look at this. What's that there? There, yeah, there's 30. I was pretty sure it was going to be 3150. So if this wants to do a short correction, is to the 05 around 36 or so, yeah. If it wants to do a fuller correction on the impulse within it, is the 786, maybe even a little lower, maybe down to the Bollinger Band there at 33.30, yeah. If it wants to break down further, we'll have again a short back test maybe to the 05, and then further continuation on down 3150, 3050. There's the 1414 at 29.6. Now the 1618 would take it below the bottom, so we'd have to. There's no point in going there until if we saw the MAs take a solid turn like this, is we could get a better idea of the potential of a break in a lower low, yeah. So we'll hold off on that conversation unless it starts to look more like that, yeah. Now on the way up is if we get the bounce off the 05 and head on up, the general target after that would be the next set of MAs, and equally coming up to, you can see the ceiling of this consolidation here, yeah. So the ceiling of this is 46. These Bollingers here is the 100 to 144 weighted, and this is the pi cycle 111, yeah. So you'd definitely be having a test of this, get a wick through to maybe 146, and again have a consolidation phase there. And if I wanted to continue on up, is then we're looking at the 200 on the daily, the 200 MA up at 58, yeah. So and that could be, this could be again the month of August, possibly sometime into September, yeah. And when you look at what that would do, is if you look at the channel here, is if we hit a bottom here, takes us back up to the top of the channel here, yeah. And then after that, you can expect a retrace. Now, whether it breaks a lower low or it just comes back down for a much bigger 1-2 for the parabolic pump proper bull run, is it'll come back down and then there'll be consolidation phases in here before it heads up, yeah. Or again, the fundamentals is we're in a recession. Crypto has never been in a proper recession before, so it's sort of a simple way to say is all bets are off. Whatever the history has shown before, is a lot of historical levels that were solid are getting broken. An example would be Bitcoin on the 200 MA on the weekly on Bitcoin. Is it only ever had a wick through before, but now it's spent a month under the 200, and it's been really challenged at the moment. And the decision with basic crypto at the moment seems to be whether Bitcoin can stay above the 200 MA on the weekly, or it goes back under it again. Yeah, so that's it. That hasn't happened before, and the recession and the fundamentals of it, it's only kicking in. The States is in a recession, and it's in denial of a recession. When employment rates start to actually drop, then you can't deny it anymore. Yeah, you have the Chinese housing market on the verge of collapse, and far bigger than the 2008 collapse in the West. China has dug itself such a big hole in its retail or its real estate market. It will be massive when it properly goes. Yeah. And simply to say it is, I remember back into the 2007 recession back in Ireland, people were buying properties off the planning before the house is even built. You'd buy it, and you'd wait for it to be built, and you'd be paying your mortgage, and it got to that level. People trying to get ahead all the time and get a house. Yeah, that has happened in China and it has happened on a massive scale within the trillions. There's trillions of mortgages on properties that haven't been even built yet, and those companies are starting to go bust. So what's happening is there's a very large portion of people in China have stopped paying the mortgages on houses that have never been built. That's colossal. So that's not far off going to crash proper, and that is going to have a significant. That will be a black swan event, without a doubt. That will be a black swan event. So that is coming. That is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And it is a perfect story to take the example of Bitcoin. Take Bitcoin down to 10,000. So it's a when, and it's not an if. It's going to happen. The crash, I mean, with China, the effect on crypto or the world, we'll have to see. So now, whether this is going to happen tomorrow, we get the news tomorrow and you get the drop, or you get the relief rally before the drop, is I don't know. We'll have to see. I know the whales in the last month have been selling an awful lot of their coins, so they're selling them now. So this relief rally is the whales selling into the market. That's what's lifting this now. So all the big money is selling out of the market, and the smaller money's getting excited. They're getting in. They're getting their coins at a good rate, and it looks like it's going to pump. But the whales are leaving the market. So maybe this relief rally does get all the way up to 58, 60, get a nice pump on it, and the whales will be properly deleveraging themselves, and then you expect a serious drop. So when that's going to happen, is it going to happen soon, or is it going to happen? Give it another month or 6 weeks, and then it happens. Yeah. So either way, something's coming. So and I don't want to be particularly dark about it, but you got to say it when it's so. It is so obvious in many ways. Yeah. So now. I'm pretty much done, except for a little bit of a recap. We're in a retrace at the moment. I think the 36 mark, the 05 is where we get the question about, are we going for a deeper drop? If we break the 05, I'm pretty sure we're going to break the 786. I think it'll be a more of a trip down to a double bottom. That's what I think. We got to see if it happens. Is if the 05 holds, is then there's the lift up to 44, 46, a bit of consolidation, and I think if it gets up that far, I'm pretty sure it's going to want to head all the way up to 58 or so. Yeah. There was one more thing. Is short term. Went to the. Here we go. Short term on the MAs. When I look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour RSI is, I believe, the 4 hour RSI is going to head to the bottom. So this is our retrace. Yeah, this is our correction. Is as this heads to the bottom, I think this is going to give a very good indication of where it's going to bottom out. So if we're hitting the 05, and you can see this is really pushing down here, it's a good signal. But if we're hitting the 05 here, well, if you're hitting the 05 here, there's a lot more space for it to go down. It looks like it wants to do a deeper correction. So that's one of the things I'm watching, yeah. But when I go to the daily, and I'll blow this out for a sec. Here's the daily here. And again, here's the channel, the ascending channel that is in the wedge. So I'll go back to the 05 or the 4 for a sec, the 4 hour. There we go. So you can see the 4 hour is back down on this line on the daily. So I reckon the 4 hour is going to come down, and that will be the correction. But the daily is the daily's bottomed out, and the daily is heading back to the top. Now again, it looks like the daily wants to go and have its top out. So for sure the daily could take us up to a 46 or a 58 over those number of weeks, and bring it up there, yeah. And then we'll have the journey back down. So that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. So that's me for now. So with regards to my trades, I'm out of a trade at the moment. I'm waiting to see what happens at the 05. So I'll see if it breaks the 05 and looks for a continuation, then I'll look for my short. If it bounces off it, then I'll look for my long. Yeah. But right now it's a bit it's choppy as it goes down, so I'll let it do its thing. So that's me for now. I will hand you over to Michaela.
Good morning, everyone. Let's see where we are. I'm going to start with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin closed on the weekly. I'm going to start with the MAs because I think this is relevant to the whole market. Where's my MA? There. Now I'm going to change to Bitstamp because it's got a longer history. So Bitcoin closed on the weekly, on the monthly. Sorry, weekly or monthly? Just let me. On the weekly, yes. So Bitcoin closed on the weekly above the 200 MA, and that said, this is said to be the first positive or a strong positive. I'm careful about not labeling it as the start of the next bull run, but this is considered to be the support for this whole bull run. So we dropped below the 200. This is where it starts back in 2015. So we dropped below it for, I'll count the months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, half a year. We were below the 200 MA on the weekly, and now we are above it. Now, I don't have too much history, even on Bitstamp. I only have one previous time when this has happened in 2015. And it fell below it for a lot less, like it went sideways on it for about 5 months, but I don't have too much back testing to show you how this behaves. I have a couple of instances where it was used as support and it held. In our case, it didn't hold as support, and we fell below it, and we were below it for quite a while. So what I'm seeing is a closure above an MA, which is great. And it's the first closure, so I would be looking for a retest and then another candle. So I believe the month of August, September are going to be crucial if we hold the support. What I also noticed, but I can't say what the effect will be, because again I don't have data on it. I don't have a back test to see how it behaved previously. Is the 10 crossing very forcibly down? So the 10 MA is coming down over the 200. So there is no doubt that this is coming down. The 10 is not in any way, shape, or form leveling out, being neutral. It's pushing down. So that's what makes me think, and again, imagine that this might be the first test, then there will be a push down below it, and then there will be again the consolidation. So I'm using the patterns that I've learned on the shorter time frames to anticipate what will happen on the bigger ones, because I don't have that much data. A bit like what happened here. So it came, but here it used the 200 for support. So it came above the 5, held it for a while, then the 10 came down, pushed it down to a higher low, but it made a W formation, and then up it went. And here I have a similar situation with the 10 coming down, and the 10, but here, the 10 came down, and the 5 was scooping up, so the 10 sort of leveled. again, we're talking about the weekly here, so we might need a couple more weeks in August to see what that's gonna do. It might just level out. Here, as you can see, the structure was a little bit different because we already had a considerable double bottom formation. So look at the size of this. So 6 weeks, not 6 months. Sorry. Now I realize I'm on the weekly, not on monthly. So here we have from the 12th of January till the 12th of October. So 10 months. 10 months of consolidation, whereas here, where we are right now, this is it. This is what we're calling the bottom. To me, it looks very small compared to the previous one. It's just, again, it might be entirely my opinion. I'm gonna need a couple of weeks to see how this MA holds for support. But from the 2 months compared to 10 months, there's a bit of a difference there. There's a bit of a difference, as in the previous time is 5 times longer than this. I just find it hard to believe that we're gonna ramp it up from here and hit the 29 and then the 40 and then rally upwards. So this is the previous recovery, and above the 200 after a 10-month period, and here is us coming back above it, and we are after 2 months. So to me it seems a little bit premature to say, oh, we're gonna go up to 40k or 30k. Even the 28k to me looks a bit how can I say, unsupported right now. I'm gonna go back to my Bybit chart for DMAs because I want you to see the daily channel that we're in. So again, we are in a daily channel that is ascending. Generally, ascending channels break downwards. We're going to talk more about this channel in today's trade setup, but just to give you a heads up of where the day starts, where the week starts. We tested the what I call the overflow area, so the top line of the channel. Then there is another top line, which is the more confirmed top line that has more touches to the tops of these candles. And now we're back below this resistance, and we're back below this resistance on the daily while being back below the 5 on the daily. Now, there is a lot of support here. I will say it. There is a lot of nice support. The 10, the 20, and the 50 are below it. So if we do correct, I'm not jumping to, oh, there's going to be a breakdown. There might be if we break the bottom line. So that will be my confirmation, and that will take us again to this line here, which is a longer daily channel. But for today, I anticipate some movement between the 5 on the daily and the 10 on the daily, 22,800, maybe the 20 on the daily, at 22,400. I still have my short target in at 22,500. Let's see where it's going to go. I believe it will be very healthy for a potential upturn to retest the 20 on the daily. I consider that's going to be a very healthy thing to do. Even the 50 on the daily, like look at the 50 on the daily, it's coming down at the moment. With more sideways, with more retests, it might start leveling up and leveling and then scooping up, which is the motion that we want MAs to have when prices are sustainably going upwards. So at the moment, the 50 on the daily is a little bit indifferent to that. So that's the story. That's the story with the Bitcoin weekly MA. So we are above the 200 at the moment. We need to hold it for about 2 weeks this week, ideally 2 weeks. The 10 is coming down, and today we are in the middle of, we are back into a channel, back under a trend line of resistance, and we're going to check to see what that's going to happen. In the shorter time frame, In the shorter time frame, I wouldn't necessarily have more to tell you about it. In the shorter time frame, I'm looking at, again, it's the same wedge that it's fallen out of, and a retest of the 22.5 again might be quite healthy, and it would mark its lift up again in a very sustainable way. So 22.5, in my opinion, is the most conservative target. If we break the 22.5, that's a great that's a great signal to for another short down to 21,000. And if we break, of course, the 21,000, then the next level will be 20,000. So again, we're going back. If we're going back into this hourly wedge, we're going to follow the hourly ranges. But that's as far as I can tell where we are at the moment. Now, Ethereum, on the other hand, is in a different situation in terms of, and I was checking the charts this morning, and I've seen Ava, I believe, made a 10% push up. So again, while things are looking under control in terms of coming down for a correction for Bitcoin, for Ethereum on the daily, as far as other coins, things are pumping. So on the daily, Ethereum has had the 20 EMA cross the 55 EMA going upwards. This is a strong signal. Now, there is a little bit of contradictory information here in the charts, because the stochastic on the daily is, the blue line is, there's a name for that, I don't remember it now, but so the blue line is turned slightly downwards. I believe the stochastic on the 4-hour is coming down as well, and I believe the regular stochastic on the 4-hour needs a breather as well to the downside. The 20 EMA on the 4-hour is barely holding it together. Like it's there's the pressure of the VWAP, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 candles up, on it putting pressure. So coming down to the 55 on the 4-hour would be a conservative target again, and that would still be in the limits of the 20 crossing over the 50. So still keeping the pump energy while doing a small correction. Now Ethereum is in this daily channel, and I will be talking more about these channels at the moment. These channels tonight, but at the moment, I just want you to get the weekly background. So Ethereum has broken out upwards from the main channel and is now in the overflow area, and the overflow area has a target of about 1900. If we are to be a little bit more, how can I say, adventurous in terms of targets, maybe the 1950, maybe even the 2100. So we have a couple of levels here. The level that we're holding right now, the pink line, this pink line is the pink support and resistance line of the M formation. So just like Bitcoin, it seems that Ethereum has reached a crucial point between the bull and the bear market energy swings, whatever you want to call them. If they continue upwards and that lift is sustainable, if it holds the support, then new how can I say, higher prices are in sight. There's going to be a change in narrative in terms of where prices are going to be. Now, in terms of the hourly short term, position, we are still sideways. While it's great that Ethereum finally made a lower low yesterday, it did close. Oh God! It closed. Yes, the daily candle had a low, but it is an outside candle. So at the moment, we don't have a candle formation for the start of a downswing, where we had an up candle, inside candle, outside candle. So all of these candles are continuation candles. Bitcoin actually made a down candle. A down candle marks the start of a swing. So Ethereum, in its very classical style, might just be going sideways to reset the stochastic, the regular, because the stochastic is already set. Might be going sideways within a smaller frame, a smaller range, and then pop up when the market's ready to do another leg up. So I'd be very careful if shorting Ethereum. Watching it today, I'm watching both of them. I'm in two shorts, XRP and Bitcoin. And today I'm watching them to see what New York is going to do at the start of the session, and I will be closing them. I would be looking to close them, even if I have to take a small loss, because things are getting too undecisive for too long. Like, it's been going on for too long. Things are going to start moving, and once volume comes into the market, it might flip to the opposite side and start pumping. And I don't want my shorts to run again into the red too deeply. So that's where we are with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Just to sum it all up, Ethereum looks like it could make a small correction down to 1650, even a little bit lower, the 1600s, maybe even. Sorry, now I realize I'm on the 8 hour. Give me a second. Is this? Yes, 16, perfect. So the 55 on the 4 hour is aligned to the level that it broke out of, and it met its technical target. So 16, I'm going to post this in a cleaner way right after we're done. So 1620 would be my conservative target for Ethereum, and then if it breaks back into the box, 1500s. But I wouldn't bet on the 1500s. I'd be more conservative and go with the 1620. And then check to see what happens here. I would sit a little bit and wait to see what's happening, because things are not looking great at the moment for either side. I would tell you, oh, it's looking great, let's close the shorts and let's jump into longs, but it's not looking great for longs either. So unless something is confirmed in terms of holding support, retesting, by confirmation I mean retesting support and holding it. That is a strong indication that it's going to continue pumping. But at the moment, it's in the middle of the middle. It might come down to retest support and hold it, which would be the healthier thing to do, or it might just pop up to the next level of resistance, 1800, hold that, and then from there continue upwards to the 1950 or the 2100 for Ethereum. For Bitcoin, if I am to look at the levels, it might retest the 22.5, and after it retests the 22.5, pop up to the 27, because that's the technical target of the daily channel, 27.5. Or it can just continue from where it is right now, though it's not the healthiest thing to do, and hit higher highs and then continue upwards. So yeah, it's unclear at the moment. To me, it looks unclear in terms of both directions. It looks like to sum it up, it looks like we're coming down for a correction, but that might just be a small, shallow correction unless more levels of support are broken. So that is it for me. Have a great day trading. Trade cautiously right now. There's a lot of volatility on both sides. Know your technical targets. Go for the more conservative ones. Take the money and wait out until you have confirmation. I'll see you tonight in our weekly trade setups at 9 p.m. Dublin time. Have a great day, guys.